Hi. So this question is asking you to classify a bunch of substances as either elements or compounds, and they have four substances here for you. So let's just get started. We have A, and they say it's hydrogen, right? Hydrogen. So basically, how do you know if something is an element or a compound? A good rule of thumb is if you can find it in your periodic table, it is an element. If it's not, if it's a combination of those elements, then it's a compound. So that's what a compound is. It's a combination of two or more elements. And an element is just one singular chemical species that can be found on the periodic table. So back to the question, hydrogen, right? Let's see, where can we find that on our periodic table if we can? As you can see, at element number one, it's hydrogen. It's H, hydrogen. So hydrogen is what? An element then, right? It's just one singular chemical species. Now let's look at B. B is water. Now, water. What is the symbol for water? It is H2O, right? Now, if you look at H2O, you can see that it's several elements within here, right? Where you have hydrogen and you have oxygen. You actually have two hydrogens and one oxygen. So this is not just one element. And if it's more than one element together in one thing, what do we call it? It is a compound. So for part B, water is a compound, not an element. Now let's look at part C, gold. Now, let's look on the periodic table to find gold. And if you look at element number 79, you'll see AU, which is, interestingly enough, the symbol for gold. And since on the periodic table, we know that it is an element, and it is not a combination of elements. It's just one singular element. So it is not a compound, but an element. Gold is just an element. Now let's look at D. Now, sugar. Now, sugar there's many different types of sugars, but a very common type of sugar that we know is glucose, right? Glucose. And the chemical writing for glucose is C6H12O6, right? And as you can see here, this is a lot of elements in one unit. So this is a compound, not an element. It consists of many elements, but together it is a compound. So I hope this was helpful and allowed you to understand elements and compounds a little bit more, especially with exercises like these that put your knowledge to practice. And yeah, thank you for listening.